because this is his 4th event in 4 weeks. Well, this is from the 4th quarter of the draw, and the winner of the match we are about to watch will play against either Enkar Long or the defending champion, Anthony Ginting, who's actually a 2-time finalist at the Singapore Open. Not only won last year, but was beaten in the final in 2019. Li Xifeng, he's safely through in 3 games against Jiang Junwei, who had been promoted from the reserve list. Needed 3 games to win that, the All England champion Li Xifeng, but safely through nonetheless. Wonderful crowds here today. It's just about 7 o'clock in the evening. Some people have finished work. So, led out by Brian Yang of Canada, followed by Rasmus Gemke. So as far as Rasmus Gemke is concerned, this is only his 2nd appearance here. Played back in 2019 and lost in the 1st round to Kashyap Parupalli, who then lost in the 2nd round. Brian Yang is also making just his 2nd appearance here at this event. Last year he lost in the 2nd round to Zhao Junpeng, the left-hander from China. As you saw, it is the first meeting between these 2 players. And if I read that correctly, Rasmus Gemke won the toss of the coin and chose ends, chose to start the near side of the court, as we'll look down during the rallies. Well, I think this young man is hugely talented. Brian Yang, still very young, only 21 years of age, and already been in 3 finals at the Pan American Championships. There you are, that confirms what I've just told you. He's a tall athlete too, that's about 5'11". Born in Toronto, Ontario. Lives in Richmond Hill. Now, he was one of the players that joined Victor Axelsen when Victor Axelsen first moved his training base to Dubai. Sadly got very badly injured at the Commonwealth Games last year in Birmingham. Very badly twisted an ankle and couldn't take part in the individual event. But he is talented. And I'm looking forward to watching this young man throughout his career. Rasmus Gemke is 26 from Verbu J. And J stands for Jutland because there's 2 Verbus in Denmark. 186, just over 6'1". Currently 18 on the world rankings, but has been as high as 10. 3 weeks at number 10 on the world rankings.
Ready, play.
Never actually medalled at European Championships or European Games. But he has won 1 World Tour title. That was back in 2018, the Spain Masters. That was a 300 event. As we look at our umpire, Jiang from China, Shush Gub from New Zealand, the service judge. Gemke has actually been in 3 World Tour tournament finals, including 2 750 events, and of course this has got promoted, the Singapore Open, to a 750 event for the start of the new 4-year cycle, which started at the beginning of this year. And his 2 finals for the records, the Denmark Open of 2020 and last year the French Open as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Rasmus Gemke, Denmark. And on my left, Brian Yang, Canada. Brian Yang to the level play.
So the Canadian Brian Yang
Out.
getting this match underway, and that's a rather ominous start. Service error. Oh, Goodness me, repaid the compliment. Dear, dear me. What on earth's going on? Yeah, good powerful smash. You'll notice that Brian Yang is wearing a support on his right ankle. That was the issue at the Commonwealth Games last year. There it is. Do you agree with me, Chris, that he's hugely talented? Looking forward to seeing him throughout his career and how he progresses?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's, maybe it might be a bit of a bold comment, but he could be the hottest, as in the biggest prospect ever from kind of North America as a men's singles player. I do think he is very, very, well, he has the potential to be very good.
Oh, I like that shot. Oh, that was going wide.
Yeah, definitely going out.
Good rally. Missed it.
3-1.
Okay, that's a fairly bold prediction about one of the best players ever from Pan America. Let's not just say North America, from Pan America. The only players representing Pan America to reach a final here at the Singapore Open. I'll give you a clue, it was a men's doubles pair.
I was going to say Howard back.
Yeah.
With Tony going to win, I'm assuming?
13 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they were world champions as well.
Yeah. This is a good start, isn't it, by Brian Yang. Oh, that's going wide. Yeah, left it this time.
The way Brian moves around court and the way he plays it is very smooth. It looks very controlled. It looks like he's not stressed. He's doing it in his time, which is quite unique for a player of his age because he is so young. He's almost forget that he is only 21 years old because I feel like he's been on the scene for quite a long time already.
Missed it. I know there was talk of him moving to Europe to live and train. Has he done that? Is he based in Europe? I said that he was living in Richmond Hill.
As far as I know, he's still in Canada, but I know he's been over with Victor, a reasonable man in Dubai. But I don't know if he's... I know he's come over to Europe, you know, a fair bit because he probably does have the difficult challenge of who can he spar with back in Canada, because with the men's singles, no one is of his caliber that he can spar with. So I'm sure he does travel a lot. I do believe he plays in European leagues as well. I don't know exactly which ones, but I'm sure he is the kind of guy that has to almost be on tour a lot of the time to be able to get good training, good sparring.
Well, Gemke hitting that with a very bent arm. Was he going to leave it? Yeah, he's having a word with his coach. Should I have left it, boss? I don't know. Oh, that was casual defence. Lovely. Lovely placement of the final smash from Gemke.
5-all.
Well, only 2 Danes have ever won the men's singles title here at the Singapore Open. Can you name them? I'll give you a clue.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
One of them is sitting on the coaching bench.
Okay, so Kenneth Jonassen.
Kenneth Jonassen, yeah.
I've got a feeling Jan, but no.
No. Peter Gader.
Ah, Peter Gader, okay. I was going to go Peter Gader as one of my guesses.
Yeah. In fact, Kenneth Jonassen, head coach now to the Danish national team, was in 2 finals.
Kenneth was a great player, yeah.
Yeah. The time he lost in the final was when he lost to Peter Gader.
There is something about Rasmus Gemke that does remind me of Kenneth Jonassen.
Really?
Yeah. It's, I don't know what it is, the similar-ish styles. I don't know, there's just something about the way they kind of play that there is a similarity for me. I'm not sure Kenneth would maybe agree with that, but...
Yeah, that's nice.
I do think before Gemke had that injury issue. Do you remember in against Victor when I think it was in Indian Open when it
was
looked,
in the Indian Open.
Horrific, and it just sort of whatever exactly happened with the injury. But before then, he seemed to be getting better and better and better almost every tournament, and then it just sort of stunted that momentum that he had. And it's not that he's got worse or anything like that, but I think it just stopped the momentum, the flow for him to keep getting better.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. There was terrible worry that he had ruptured his Achilles.
It looked awful. I remember seeing the footage, and it's just so fortunate that whatever it actually was, it was nowhere near as bad as it looked, thankfully.
Yeah. It's short. Yeah, got what it deserved. You can always tell the length of a lift by where the player who's about to play the overhead, where his feet are when he hits the overhead shot. And he was nowhere near the back line. We can't see it there, but...
Yeah, it's really short, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, that came off the frame of the racket. And he wasn't happy with that. Oh, I don't think we need a translation there.
Was whoops in Danish.
Oh, that's a great match. Oh. I thought for a moment that Brian Yang produced something absolutely extraordinary. Look at that net shot from Gemke.
Yeah, it's perfection, and it's how he steps in, he reads it, he takes it
Look
early.
at that.
Yeah, great control.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Great
Brian
shot.
Yang didn't even move.
Yeah, he didn't
Such
see it
was the
at all.
disguise.
The reverse, lovely. Lovely
Super
reverse.
shot. To the mid-game interval, and it is the Canadian Brian Yang who has the advantage. Oh, I don't like that little leg movement there from Gemke.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
There is Kenneth Jonassen, the man we've been talking about, won this title here 19 years ago, 2004. Any idea who he beat in the final? This is really testing you.
Would I be allowed a clue?
Lee Chong Wei.
That's a big clue because that's his name, yep. Okay. He beat Lee Chong Wei?
Beat Lee Chong Wei in the final.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
Very good. I was lucky enough to be
That's a
coached
shot.
by Kenneth before in the past, and I can say he's a great coach, and he's done wonders in Denmark.
Nice bloke too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy.
Lovely man.
He'll tell you how it is, as in if he thinks something, he'll tell you, but he says it in a kind of motivating way.
Look at that defence off the body from Brian. It's a good rally again. Yeah.
The work rate from Rasmus Gemke is so impressive. He works so hard for every single point, but he can keep that up for a full match.
Do you know, I totally agree with you, but the one thing that I question with Brian Yang at the moment is his stamina. I've seen him on a couple of matches and I've thought that he's run out of steam, but he's 21, his body's growing, he's still developing muscles, you know. Another 3 years' time or something, he'll probably have more stamina.
Yeah. Also, which something people slightly underestimate is also kind of the mental fatigue in regards to when you get tired, sometimes your brain says you're more tired than you actually are. And when you're young, you don't have that belief of what you can actually achieve. That's a great shot. What you can actually push yourself through. But then when you do some of the tough training, gives you that mental strength as well.
Yeah, not hoping you can last.
Exactly.
You know you can last because you've been through harder in training. Yeah. Well left.
12-13.
Oof. That's good follow-up from Brian Yang.
Very good follow-up.
14-12.
It was a short lift and then he's on it, but he took that so well and then even reversed it. So actually just realised, Jill, you have got it correct, haven't you? The last match, sorry, was only 2 games.
Yeah, you owe me a cup of tea. Earl
Right.
Grey.
Okay.
Decaffeinated if possible.
Will I be able to find one of those here? Will
No,
they
I
do
don't
it?
know. Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to be on the hunt.
Exactly. That's not my worry.
Is there a certain
That's yours.
special cup that you would like it presented in?
A large one.
Okay.
This is impressive so far, isn't it?
Yep.
Just took a bit of pace off that. Disturbed the timing of the defence of Brian Yang. Yeah, it was sheer threat of Gemke that forced Brian Yang into error there. Watch how Gemke is hovering round the net, even moving forward.
Yeah, and then Brian just got a bit tense, trying to play it too tight. But exactly as you said, he spotted Gemke and it's made him make the mistake.
Well, I know Gemke has had problems with his right knee. In fact, he had to pull out of the Singapore Open last year because of a right knee injury that he had picked up in Indonesia. And when he lunged forward there, I didn't like that movement. I thought it looked as if he was in pain. No, I'm struggling to hear what the umpire said there. I think she said don't walk around in between rallies.
That's what it sounded like. The only thing I'd say about that is there a rule that says you can't walk around? Obviously, there's time wasting.
Well, there's time wasting. That's the whole point.
But walking around, if he's not time wasting, the shot wasn't even on his side. So I think that's just the way he is. He's quite a kind of energetic. I can imagine he's the kind of guy that can't sit down still.
This is a big point. Important rally. Brilliant.
16-all. Change.
This final shot from Gemke.
Short lift there, but great placement.
Yeah, his feet weren't even on the double service line. Look at that. That's how short it was, the lift. But he's done well to get back level.
Brian.
4 of the last 5 points.
Coach.
All that hard work to get back on level terms.
Yeah, and then a gift given. I do feel the longer the rally goes on, almost the better it is for Gemke. Not just, I would predict he's won more of the long rallies, but I would agree with what you said earlier, which is, for me, I would say that the longer the match lasts, the better for Gemke, because I don't know if Brian can last as well as Gemke can. We've seen lots of matches where Gemke, after an hour, he's still, you know, he still looks quite fresh.
Into the lead at this crucial stage. I think he won the very first point because it was a service error from Brian Yang, and since then he's been playing catch-up. Until now. That's a good return. Yeah. Followed it up with a powerful, accurate smash.
Rasmus, don't leave the 有 show 嚟再做有電腦。Thank you。
So 18 all. Opening game. Oh, tumbled the shuttle, Brian Yang.
18.
Great judgment there from Brian, just knowing that the drift's going to take it further that way and it's going to sneak out.
So 2 game point opportunities on a run of 3 straight points. Yeah, and it's landed in, held up with the drift, and 21-18, the opening game to the young Canadian Brian Yang. Well, a run of 4 straight points to close out this opening game. Oh yeah, that was plumb on the line, wasn't it? And Rasmus Gemke has got some thinking to do. 22 minutes for that opening game.
Ja. Men selvfølgelig kommer han til at gå på hårdt net og holde bolden nedad, ikke også? Og ligesom at blive mest vigtigt, det er, at vi skal ikke løfte derud af det.
Nej. Du må ikke gå på det der standby. Hvad skal du omkring forbanen og være udfordringen, men samtidig også lige med skæring med en gang. Fordi du lige på. Ja.
So 1 game to the good to Brian Yang of Canada against Rasmus Gemke of Denmark. Oh dear. We started the opening game with a service error.
Maybe it's all tactical. It worked in the first game.
Well, if I remember correctly, then Gemke also did a service error on the second, if you can call it, rally of the match.
Gemke doesn't want to do that because he lost us.
No. I don't think anybody wants to do it ever do that.
So if I remember correctly, I think Gemke chose the other end to start with because if it goes to 3 games, he wants to finish up
on the good end.
The good end, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Very strong from Brian.
1, go.
That final smash from Brian Yang, I have to say, that looked awfully like a Victor Axelsen smash to me.
It's been rubbing off in Dubai.
Yeah.
I should have gone there younger then. Well, not younger, but maybe I should make a comeback and go and train with Victor. A bit of that magic might rub off.
that's his issue from this end of the court, Brian Yang.
3, go.
Well, we've seen so many matches today. It's so tough that when somebody puts in a good shot and you're low, having to lift from the side Brian's on to get a good length.
Yeah.
7 over. 3, all.
Oh. How did he get back in time? Oh, that's loose. What an extraordinary rally. Oh! Well, went for the half chance. It didn't pay off. But at one stage, Gemke was way out of position. Almost seemed to run into the net rather than most badminton players would try and lunge in a lunging leap forward.
Yeah, I would totally agree. The footwork when he's running, I think if it's a shorter distance you can get away with it, but he was off balance, and I think that's almost the reason why he ended up missing it.
Yeah. Pushed it long.
7 over.
So Gemke's base is pretty high because he doesn't really have to worry about the rear court because it's so tough. I think we've already seen, so Gemke's on 4 and I think already Brian's lifted 2 out. That's the tricky one when you're on the cross court because you're hitting cross, but then when the wind takes it, it's even more dangerous. When you're hitting cross there, you need to almost hit the middle of the half.
Well, he broke the strings of his racket with that smash. But I like the way he's decisive with his attacking play, Brian Yang. Look at that. That was almost just a little bounce from the base position in the centre of the court and a leap to play that winning smash.
Yeah, he's very athletic. It was very quick feet, the way he changed his feet to allow himself to be able to jump back and then hit the aggressive smash.
Change it already. 6, 4.
Yeah, nicely done.
7 over. 5, 6. Change.
It was that shot where Brian just reacted and he's trying to whip it cross. He's got to try and just push that into court and neutralise the rally. Gives Rasmus the chance to then end up killing it.
Yeah.
7 over. 7, 5. Rasmus.
when you do have the wind with you, that's one thing that does become more evident. The attack is more dangerous because it has that bit extra zip on it. And I would say Brian's attack this game has been more dangerous.
Yeah. Did you notice Rasmus Gemke just shaking his muscles in his legs after that last rally? That's concerning to me.
Could be he's trying to get himself going again, or hopefully it's nothing more than that.
Well, I said as I was introducing the match that this is his 4th event in 4 weeks. Played the Sudirman Cup, Malaysian Masters, Thailand, and now this. And I think there's a build-up of fatigue.
I would definitely agree with you in regards to do 4 weeks in a row is tough. But the difficult thing is sometimes you don't have a choice because you need to within reason play as many tournaments as possible, because obviously your best 10 are taken. And I'd say Rasmus is in a difficult position because he wants to try and qualify for all the events possible coming up. And
especially the Olympics, which is, we're in the Olympic qualifying period now.
And it's so tough with Anders and Victor, who are 2 phenomenal players above him.
Well, Anders isn't above him at the moment, I don't think so.
Does he sneak behind him?
No, I think Rasmus Gemke is in front of Anders Antonsen at the moment.
That's even more reason then, if it's that close, for him to be, you know, playing every tournament he can to stay ahead.
Yes, Gemke's 18, Antonsen is 22.
Okay.
Victor Axelsen, of course, is #1.
He is indeed, and he has been for a very long time. It is phenomenal what Victor has done, moving away from his home country, setting up a base and becoming almost a superhero on a badminton court.
To the mid-game interval, and it's a 5-point advantage for Brian Yang, having already won the first. And I think my theory about the accumulative fatigue with Rasmus Gemke, I have a fear that is reality. So 11-6 advantage. What has Gemke got left in the tank? What do you do, Chris, if you're fatigued and you know you're really tired and you've been playing lots of tournaments in consecutive weeks? How did you deal with it?
I think the biggest thing is it's your brain. Your brain is tired, whereas your body maybe isn't as tired as it thinks it is, and you've got to almost push yourself that bit extra. And I'd say what Gemke's done here is these 2 points after the break, he's come out at unbelievable speed. And it's pushing your body. Your body can do so much more than that clip. Oh, I think that did clip the line, but we're going to see here from Hawke.
Yeah, challenge from Gemke, called out. I thought it was a fraction wide, but I'm not in the best position to see. You're in a slightly better position than me, Chris.
I've got a feeling it clipped the outside edge, but could well be wrong.
Well, the instant review will tell us for sure. hopefully Hawkeye will tell us for sure. Yeah,
Marlin.
you're right.
Very extreme outside edge of the line.
That's a great challenge. All 3 points since the mid-game interval to the Dane. No, it's well left.
Service over. 12-9.
Again, that looked an awkward shot to me, Chris. He's playing that with a bent arm. He's jumping in the air, but all the height that he's gaining from leaping, he's losing by hitting with a bent arm.
Yeah, I think he's, you know, he is moving at warp speed. He's moving incredibly fast, but maybe he's just getting a little bit tense as well. When you get a tense arm, it's difficult to reach up. You take it that fraction lower, and your arm generally is a bit more bent because it's a bit more stiff. It's so hard to move at great speed, but be, you know, flowing and calm and relaxed.
And that's taken with the drift. Gone wide. Well, this is a crisis time for Gemke.
Yeah, I'd definitely say these next 2 points are vital for Rasmus to get. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a big deficit to come back from.
Oh, already 5 points. Lovely. Threaded it down the line. That should give him some belief. Oh, well taken. Now, he tried to do that earlier in this game, didn't he? And he made a complete mess of it. That time, that was perfect.
Yeah, it was more of a lunge, racket up, aggressive, body weight going forward.
Going wide.
You can tell he's really frustrated himself because it's the drift again, and he knows the drift.
Yeah, I think that's roughly translated. He was shouting, "Think of the drift, man."
I think for anyone at home watching, it must be they must think, well, how can someone forget about the drift? How can they not just, you know, hit 6 inches in? But the only way I describe it is almost there are so many other factors to take into account that it's like, you know, remembering a shopping list of 100 things. There's only so much your brain can process in such a quick, short space of time. And he knows the drift, but his arm gets tense. He's worried about the score, what's going on, or this or that. There's so many other things that he's also analysing at the same time.
I think it's far more complex than that, because every badminton player, you practice for 6 hours a day, up to 6 hours a day, and muscle memory of knowing how much weight to put on the shuttle, how much directional racket head you put on it to be able to hit it in that corner, and it becomes instinctive. So you have to override the instinctiveness of placing the shuttle in the corner and say to yourself, no, I've got to place it 2 foot inside the line. So you're trying to override what you've trained yourself to do on playing those shots. I think it's far more complex.
But what I mean is, if I said to any player, I want you to put the shuttle here, I think they could, in regards to when they're not under pressure, when they're not stressed. But I think when all these other components come in and then they have to put the shuttle, the parameters, because of the drift, make it even tighter. So I think, because if they don't play it wide enough, they're not making their opponent move. If they play it too wide, and when the drift is as strong as it is here, it's so hard to play in that such fine parameter that they have to. I think this is a tournament where you'll see the most amount of lifts go out the back, or the most indecision whether to take it at the back of the court as well.
Never got behind it. Missed it.
It's just spiraling away from him now.
Yeah.
It's almost like the harder he's trying, the more mistakes he's making.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Complete miss hit from Brian Yang. Oh, yeah. Got the net cord on that little block. Gemke. Good flick serve. Calm and collected was that from Brian Yang. What a beautiful way to bring up match point opportunities. Cool and as calm as you like. Oh, good net shot again. He's done it. Ends with a terrific tumbling net shot, Brian Yang from Canada. And the verbal celebration showing just how much that meant to him. 21-18, 21-14.
21-18, 21-14.
44 minutes for his victory. And it wasn't just that he won the match, it was the manner in which he kept calm, stuck to his game plan. I have to say his attacking play was absolutely superb today. Yeah, the yell of celebration. And confirmation, 21-18, 21-14 in 44 minutes. And Brian Yang will play against possibly the defending champion, Anthony Ginting, in tomorrow's second round. One more match for us to come, and it's men's singles once again, and it features the former world champion, the local player, Loh Ken Yew of Singapore. So 9 matches have been completed here on court number 1 on day 2 of competition here at the Singapore Open. Just one more match to come. And we finish with home interest because it's the former world champion, Loh Ken Yew of Singapore. He's the number 4 seed this year, up against the beaten finalists from last week at the